Hey there, Joshua Hanlon here at Philly Brickfest, and I'm with the South Jersey LUG layout. We're going to be taking you through this massive kind of beach boardwalk scene layout here. So we've got a couple of the builders that are going to take us through this build. You want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. So I'm Christy Evans from the new South Jersey LUG, and
I'm Josh Foote. It's nice to meet you guys.
Okay, great. So why don't you give us an overview of what this layout is?
So we wanted to do sort of an amalgamation of Jersey Shore builds. We didn't want to do just specifically one, like people keep asking, oh, is it Wildwood? And we didn't want to do just one shore. So it's kind of Wildwood, Ocean City, Seaside Heights, a combination of the different Jersey Shore boardwalks.
So it's when you look at the boardwalk, it just screams Jersey, Jersey boardwalk and everything. So that's why we have, from the tattoo parlors to the arcades to the pizza shop. When you look at this, it just says Jersey Boardwalk. So
take us through some. Maybe we'll start out here in the water and kind of make our way to shore. Some of the minifigures and scenes and details you have here.
Sure. So we started off with a lot of the figs. We wanted to have them doing some water sports. We've got like kayakers and swimmers. And my favorite Lego accessory is the little duck swimmy rings. So I wanted to make sure that we had a way to incorporate them in our build. So I went and made sure that I got all the different colors of them. And then the beach is just a lot of different minifigs doing different, beach activities. Like he said, we wanted to be classic Jersey Shore. So if you actually look under the boardwalk, there's some people canoodling under the edges of the boardwalk over here in the corner. There you go. Josh will point that out to you. And then we've got some food trucks on the boardwalk. The lifeguards are, they're paying attention to the swimmers, which is good. Probably, that's how they should be doing it. And then if you check it out, there's also a lot of seagulls because you can't sit on the beach without having a seagull trying to eat your food. So we wanted to make sure, anything that you would see at, not just on the beach, but down the shore. Actually Jersey about it,
So let's take a look at the rides and kind of the pier section here then.
So what we have here is we took a lot of the Lego actual 3-in-1 creator sets and the friend sets. We have the roller coaster, we have the smaller Ferris wheel, we have the twisting turn thing right there, which is one of the latest 3-in-1. We have like a lot of stuff that just, it's like the Wildwood Boardwalk amusement park. So you can see like little different things that, I know that ride, stuff of that nature and everything. So, but in addition, it has like the ticket booths. You have people, waiting to line up the rides, and it's the what you see at the Wildwood pier and everything.
I love the color in this section as well. I think it just adds so much because you've got that all brown pier, but then the colorful rides really make it stand out.
It definitely pops, and it draws your eye to it as this focal point of the build and everything. So, which was a collaboration between everybody. Rich changed the blue on the roller coasters to red and white, which is a little bit more Wildwood themed, everything like that. So it's a mixture of the different colors, but at the same time, it stands out enough that you can, that's different from that, and everything like that. So.
Great work. So if we move to the other side of the beach area here, what do we have happening on this side?
Okay, so we've got a couple of really fun builds that are on this side that were kind of like mini builds within the big build. I particularly like the stage. My husband actually works in entertainment and does a lot of like sound and lighting design for events when we were having events regularly. Hopefully we're getting back into the swing of that. So he helped with the rigging with the lighting and the stage that's out there. We've got a full rock band playing and, lots of people on the boardwalk watching. And then one of the new members of our new LUG is Father Mike, who is a Catholic priest, which has been a really cool experience. Like we have a real diverse group of people in this LUG, which is awesome. And so when he was like, I want to do something that represents not just the build that we're doing, but also that represents me. So he put his sig fig in there, and not just marrying people on the beach, but he actually made a portable wedding chapel, and it's pullable on a trailer, so his little sig fig can hop on the trailer and ride home with his chapel at the end of the day. And he wanted to make sure that he picked out the wedding party. He's got like all the little the guys and the girls in the wedding party are all wearing like ice cream. They're all wearing like they're classic Jersey Shore employees. They just left their jobs to come down for a wedding, and then they're going to go right back to work. So
is this an actual thing that you see there with like the wedding chapel?
So I've seen lots of weddings on the beach. I've never seen anybody do a mobile wedding chapel, but I think it's probably doable. I mean, maybe it'll give somebody the idea, and next thing we know, it'll actually be a real thing. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So then if we move up to the area with all the shops there, starting with the pizza shop, can you kind of take us through each of those?
Sure, I'll take this half and then I'll pass you back over to Josh. So the pizza shop, obviously when we were talking about Jersey Shore builds, we were like, we've got to do quintessential, like everybody thinks Jersey Shore, they think pizza. So, people keep coming by and they're like, oh, is it Manco and Manco's? Is it Three Brothers? Like people are shouting out all their favorite pizza places, which is cool. So Rich over here did a whole exterior for the build. We all consulted kind of some ideas about it, and then I helped work on the actual interior to that one. We had a brand new Lego builder who had never built anything except for a few small kits. He just got into Lego recently, and he actually took one of the Toy Story 4 sets and turned it into that Star Adventures like water game, like you'd see at a classic arcade where they sit and they use the water guns to make the things targets fall. So he had a lot of fun taking a set that was a really simple, I think it was a 4+ build, and actually turned around and turned that into something that really looks like it came out of the Boardwalk. And then again, next to that, we've got the raffle wheel. The green and white building is one of those where you put your bets on the different colors and numbers, and then they spin the wheel, and if it lands on your thing on the wheel, you win your prize. So Rich actually built that also, and then we stocked it with all the different teddy bears that Lego makes. I have so much fun working on the little details like that, I try to find ways to work my favorite Lego accessories into the builds. And so that's what I was super excited about, I was like, yay, I get to use all my teddy bears.
Yeah, and the last few years have just been like a golden era of Lego accessories with the collectible minifigures and so many different fantastic minifigure accessories coming out.
Yeah, my absolute favorite thing is the Build-A-Figs at the mall, being able to go into the Lego store and they have new accessories, or at least new colors of accessories that have never existed anywhere before, and they aren't even pieces that are in sets, which just, that's so exciting to me. And then next there, so right now he's looking at the arcade, and that was actually my build. So I built a bunch of claw machines that actually, hey, Pat, can you move one of the claws on the claw machine? So they actually work. You can actually spin the little dial on the top of the yellow claw machine. Yeah, there you go. And the claw inside moves, and you can actually move the parts around. And then there's also a skee ball machine. There's a little basketball machine in the back. And then we got a lot of we were supporting our little local businesses here at the show, and we bought some of the little designer kits that they have with the custom printed. So we've got Pac-Man and Fortnite. I forget what the generic names are for them, But I think Q*bert is in there too. Some good classic arcade games. And then last, before we pass you over to Josh, in the middle, in the kind of dingy white building that's accurate, true to life, we've got the Jersey Shore Boardwalk bathrooms, the beach bathrooms, and you got Hagrid hanging out in the front door. Pat's able to open the door for you so you can see inside there a little bit. And it's actually a really cool build. Again, one of our... he's a train builder usually, and he was inspired. He was actually down the Jersey Shore for the firefighters convention, and he was like, man, I just want to build one of these dingy Jersey Shore bathrooms. So he found all the old white brick that he had that was kind of yellowed and kind of gross, and he was like, I'm totally turning this into a bathroom. So that's
you can draw inspiration and creativity from anywhere.
And you find a way to use your bricks that are faded or sun bleached. He found a way to use the yellowed bricks and actually make it, it's supposed to be that way. So that was really cool.
I love it. So then, what do we have next down here?
So after the bathroom, we have a ice cream parlor, which when you think Jersey Shore, you think ice cream parlor, especially in the Boardwalk. And then right after that, it's another thing when again, Jersey Shore, you have a tattoo parlor, which if you're on the beach, you want to make some bad decisions, you go right up the Boardwalk, you get a tattoo. And then after that, we have a shirt shack where people can get the custom T-shirts, custom prints, anything that's synonymous with on the Boardwalk. And then the last building right there is a mall, which is basically a catch-all. You need stuff for anywhere from building sandcastles to chairs to umbrellas. It's it's a catch-all type thing, like a 5 and 10 for the Boardwalk. One of the cool things about the Boardwalk, it's all snot, so that way, obviously, we can move the minifigures as we choose and everything. And Rich, he came up with a trolley system that runs right down the center of it, which is a Wildwood. When you go to Wildwood, that's what you see. So it draws heavily on Wildwood, but at the same time, you have a lot of different things from the different seashores along the beach.
And then underneath there, is it all just held up with kind of the round brown 2x2 pieces?
Yes, it's and we have Technic pylons holding them up to keep them a little bit more secure and everything. But the whole Boardwalk is just like the real Boardwalk. It's held up by the wood pylons and everything. So it's true to form with actually how the boardwalk is. And then you have the little bit of a seawall, which helps hide, behind under the boardwalk and everything.
So then talk about kind of the collaborative process here, because there was it almost 20 people involved with this layout?
Sure. Yeah, it was just shy of 20. So basically, as quarantine was going on, we had started talking online. I think it started a long time ago. Little groups of people. I know Josh had talked to the manager at the Lego store. Father Mike had also, asked about starting a lug, and Rich and I have been talking about it since the last Brickfest in 2019. And so we kind of all got notified of each other and told, oh, this person was talking about starting a lug. And finally, we brought everyone together online and we said, hey, let's get together and actually do this thing. And so we knew we wanted to have something for this show because this is the home show for all of us. This is the closest show. This is the one that most of us have been going to for years. But that left us 8 weeks. Most people have had 2 years to build their builds because they knew that, Brickfest was coming and this was happening. But we only really got together in person for the first time in July. So we knew that we were not going to have a lot of time, and we wanted to make sure that we built something that we were going to be proud to display as a first thing to show off our lug, but that wasn't so out of control that we wouldn't be able to get it done in time. And I'm actually shocked and really impressed with us ourselves because this is actually way more complete and way bigger than we even thought that would be possible. When we originally started the plan in July, we had just the pier in the center and one portion of the sand, and we actually doubled it in size since we started. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it came together very nicely, and there's so much to look at here in this layout, which I think is super cool. Are there plans then to expand on this in the future?
Yeah, so the actual plan was that this was just supposed to be the start. This was just supposed to be the beginning of things. And like I said, we thought we were just going to have the adventure pier and this one little section off to the side. And when we realized that we were able to do more of it, we wanted to really give it that ripped off the map feeling, which is why we left the edges jagged, and we didn't want to do just straight lines. We wanted it to look like, it's just a chunk. And the cool thing is we actually made it so that Josh introduced us to the concept of Mills plates, which I wasn't familiar with before. So we can actually just pop off all these end plates, and as we expand, we can move them down and just continue to make them the end. So our next plan was to continue the length of the boardwalk and to do a full-size, large, a second pier that's all custom rides and mechanized, so all the rides are actually moving, and people are able to see what the rides look like in action, because all of these rides are able to have the functions to be motorized, but because of the amount of time we had, we weren't able to get it all on there for this show. So
right. Well, great layout here. Can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. Thank you both so much for taking me through the layout.